Hey, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning to depending where you are in the United States. Pat Zemer here or around the world. Pat Zemer here with MagnaWave for your Tuesday edition of the MagnaWave office hours. As you know, we come to you most every Tuesday to answer whatever questions you may have about MagnaWave, PEMF, training, devices, whatever it is that you'd like to talk about with regard to pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. We come to you to do our best to answer those questions and have a conversation with you. If you'd like to talk to us, we simply ask you to send a text to 502-414-3436, and then I will call you back and we can have a conversation again about whatever it is that you'd like to visit about. Hey, Hazel, thank you for being with us on CastBox this morning. So let's see who's coming to visit with us on Facebook, Facebook and YouTube and Facebook Live. Carrie's with us, Carly's with us, Tina's with us, Sandy's with us this morning, Tina's with us, Allison is with us as well. So thank you all for being here from Kentucky, Minnesota, South Dakota, Minnesota again. A lot of good folks are with us. Emily's with us this morning as well. Hazel's with us. Tony's with us in the studio if we need any help from Tony in the studio. So again, if you have any questions, please send the text to 502-414-3436 and I will call you back, or certainly you can enter your questions into the chat box and I will get to them there as well. A couple of things before we get going. I have a question that was asking me, someone who wants to talk to us, but then there was a question posted this morning in the practitioners group about websites. Should I have a website? And a lot of folks wrote back, said, well, I don't know. I don't get a lot of customers from my website, so on and so forth. And so another person wrote back and said, yes, it's a great place for information. Here's my answer. Number one, I think it's critical that you have a website. Why? It provides credibility and authority. If only people that go to your website is a customer that you're working to talk to or a customer that you're talking to for the first time, tell them to go to your website, have a look, get information. Where else are you going to send them for information if it's not to your website? Of course, you could send them to your Facebook page, which gives you some opportunities to post information there as well. But your website, your brand gives you accountability, credibility, and authority. So you just monitor yourself. I did this one time. I thought, oh, I don't need to do this, or I wonder how this is going to work. But I quickly looked at my phone, or you look at your computer, you'll put things in there all the time and visit websites about companies you want to know about a person you want to know more about. And you'll go to their website. That doesn't mean that you interact with them on that website, but it does mean you go and you gain information and you learn about them. You know, I've talked for years and you hear it in all types of sales presentations. A lot of times you got to touch somebody 10 to 12 times before they become a customer. Excuse me, I've been fighting a little bit of cold, but you got to touch them several times. Now today is, and when I was first starting, I had to literally visit them, call them, get in front of them, send them something for them to interact. Today, the customer will interact with you 5 to 6 to 7 times and you don't know it. They'll go to your Facebook page. They'll go to your website. They'll go to these various places. And all of a sudden, when you meet them or when they meet you, you have more authority and they're there for you. So I think it's critical. Now, does it have to be a full-blown, great big website? No. As a matter of fact, we have ways to create a single-page website for you on our map, on the map portion of our website and apps that people can go there, see about you, see what your specialty is, see the type of things that you do, where you are, the whole 9 yards. Just don't let it go. There are simple ways to do it. There are complicated ways to do it. They're all good, but it just depends on the level that you're attempting to reach. I would not go without it. Again, we have ways for you to do it very easily and very inexpensively. But if you're carrying other products, I noticed Jason Bill was talking about he does his leather business and other things that he does on his website. People will go there to learn about you. Even if it's no more than someone referred you to a customer and you hand that customer your business card with your phone number on it and your website, I would say that the possibility is pretty good that they're going to go to your website, if for no more No other reason that you see or they see that you have a website. It's kind of like, what do you wear? Do you wear a shirt with your logo? Do you wear a jacket with your name? Do you have a brochure? Do you use the news and views? You got to take advantage of everything there is. Now, if you're fortunate enough, and it happens all the time, somebody has a good word of mouth and a good build out without doing anything, and that's fine. That's wonderful. But you're always going to have those types of situations where it just says, I'm a professional. I'm serious about what I'm doing. I have all the information that you want to have right here on my website. It's like your book. It's your personal book that you're handing to someone. So keep that in mind. Track yourself. Go to your phone and go to your browser and see how many pages that you've opened that you wanted to see. Someone said, oh, check out this. And you went there and checked it out and looked at it. Did you call them? Did you send them an email? Not necessarily, but you learned about them to potentially use them or do something with them down the road. So just keep that stuff in mind when you're talking about needing or wanting a website for your use. Okay, Alexandra asks a question not related to the conference, but she says she did enjoy the virtual experience on the Magnacon. So let's give her a shout here and see if we can bring her up to have a visit with her. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Alexandra, Pat Zemer.
Yes, hi Pat, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. You have a couple of questions for me.
I do. So I have a client who has a couple horses that she's been treating very aggressively for EPM.
Mm-hmm.
That includes tetrazole, diclazole, DMSO. She thought it would be a great idea to add MagnaWave to it, and I'm just not very sure if this is going to help or not, in during the treatment.
Quite often, horses that have experienced EPM continue to have some inflammation, aggravation from the parasites, and pain and discomfort. And so the short answer is, for sure, it could be a benefit to treat that animal. But just as anything else they're doing, they're using some other supplements and some other medications, it's going to be something that you're going to need to probably continue. If their feeling is, well, come treat my horse today and then we'll see what happens down the road, don't do it, because it's going to take probably more than one treatment. I learned that the hard way. I treated a horse that we learned later had EPM, and I treated it one time, and the horse was absolutely no better the next day. What we learned is we needed to treat that horse every day for a week, and then once or twice a week, and in some cases, we continue to treat horses for years in the racing circuit that have had some EPM. Continual treatments are very, very beneficial and help them in their recovery process. But the short answer is, for sure, it would be beneficial to work on that type of horse and that animal to help with the EPM situation.
Okay, and that's great. That helps a lot. The second question I have is about a 2-year-old filly who broke her piece of a sesamoid bone a couple weeks ago. She had surgery and they removed the piece of the bone. However, the vet needed to cut through the suspensory ligament a little bit to get the piece of the bone out. So she's on full rest. I spoke to the vet, and the vet is really telling me that there isn't enough research about MagnaWave. He doesn't believe in PEM therapy. This is something that's going to help her at all. So I'm taking the liberty of starting my own treatment. Stitches have been removed, but I'm just not sure what would be the best course of action.
Is this your horse?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Number one, if a veterinarian looks at you, or anybody, I'm not trying to single out veterinarians, and says, oh, there's not enough research, just ask them to go to Google, put in PEMF for the indication that they're talking about, or go to PubMed and put in PEMF, they'll be amazed at the thousands of studies that are out there, human and animal, for PEMF. They'll also look further that PEMF is approved for various modalities by the FDA. It is used in what they call CE mark certified in Canada and Europe as a medical device. So the fact that someone doesn't know just means that they haven't done the research themselves. Now, in your situation, since it's your horse, this will be fun, because I would start treating that horse immediately. I would treat it once or twice a day on a moderate setting, because where you are, you don't have to blast it to pieces with the high intensity, but treat it at a moderate setting once or twice a day between now and the next time the veterinarian comes. And I would be willing to bet a meal or something on it that your vet will look at you and say, my God, this is incredible how well this is healing. This is really better than I thought it was going to be. And you're going to be able to say, yeah, it's PEMF, go look it up. And so that's the perfect situation. If it's a customer, they've got to agree to allow you to do it once or twice a day for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever the situation is. But since it's your own horse, and as you can go into the practitioner portal and ask the question, these types of indications and injuries have been treated a lot by our people, our practitioners, with very good success. They simply allow the horse to be better equipped to heal itself in a more rapid manner. And that's what you're going to experience.
That's great. That helps a lot. So even once, twice a day, 10 minutes, and then full body treatment maybe every other day. That'd
be perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And you know, if your horse is a situation that you only need to treat it once a week, full body, to keep it comfortable and happy the way you want it, just do it once a week. But do that area twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, doke?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Great questions. Appreciate it very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Really good questions. And, you know, we've talked about all of these situations many, many times, but this one was different. That's why I like to talk about it, because I could have answered the EPM question, but when you sit and look about it, think about it, and then her own horse and someone saying, oh, there's not enough, and I don't believe it's going to work, when it's your own horse, you can show them. And almost all the time, unless there's still something anatomically there, if there's still a chip they missed, if there's something else going on, that could certainly lend to those types of situations. But in that situation, it should be perfect and very well received. Looks like Elaine's with us, so let's bring Elaine into the room. And good morning, Elaine. Oh, she's busy reading the paper. What are you doing? Put your paper. What is that?
It's the news and views.
Oh my God, the MagnaWave news and views.
Yes.
Wow. Tell us about it.
Okay, so if you are unfamiliar, this is the MagnaWave News and Views, and this is a newspaper that is it's chock full of the information that the caller you just had would have loved to give to someone about. It's so hard because it's backwards. All of the things about PMF, all of the great testimonials. We got fantastic information about hey birds. There's some great stuff about birds. It's fantastic. I mean, this is just the best resource for practitioners or for anybody who wants to just share PMF and what MagnaWave is and what it does with their customers without giving them just a trifold or a flyer. It's unique. And you can take your business card and put it, either staple it up to the first page, or, there's room up here for a little sticker with your business name. And you could just simply fold it like this and say, hey, check this out. So we have these in stock there, Dad. Check this out. This is what you get for $35. You get all of these newspapers for $35, and you get a huge stack to hand out to your clients. So if you missed Magnacon and you didn't get to see the news and views, it is here. It is available for purchase. We're putting the link in the comments.
And, and when we first did this, I guess, 5 or 6 years ago, when we first had news and views, it was what they call an 8-pager. I think how many pages is this edition? 12 pages, maybe?
Oh, it's a lot. I don't know. It's definitely a lot. Definitely a lot. But that's 12 pages. So it's just great information.
Absolutely. You could leave some of these at your vet office, or you could leave them at, they let you put stuff out at the pet stores and, leave it on the counter. People will read it. People can call you from that. We were talking about websites earlier. It's very effective as a way to do that. We've got some people that are in the Amish community that are with us, and so they don't use phones. They don't use a lot of different things, and they learned that they could take a handful of these and leave them in the grocery store. And people would read them and give them a call from what they found. You see it, you go to a grocery store and you see this stuff, and people can leave this behind. So it's a great thing. I used to have people, when we first did it and I was out still treating, I would give them brochures or the early news and views and say, let's say there's a trainer, then there's the trainer's husband or this person's friend, and they're there and they're watching. Hand them the paper while you're trading, and even if they're not concerned about what you're doing, they'll sit over on the box and read the news and views and pick up a lot of information. And Dr. Marty's in there. A lot of our physicians and doctor folks, Dr. Amanda's got an article in there. So there's just a lot of great ways to use this. And Elaine's absolutely right. Put a sticker on it, put your business card on it, use them. 35 cents a piece for 100 of them is a bargain to have that type of situation.
Yeah, it's in your car. Yeah, Kim says, how long is the news and views relevant for, and how often does a new one come out? Now, the original one we had dated. We do not have this one dated, so it's good forever. I mean, you could use this forever. This is quality information. But we're going to work on getting one out about every year, every other year. We tried to do it more often, but unfortunately, we are not a newspaper. We are a PMF company. We have a lot of great articles. We keep our website. I don't know. If you guys have not, we have one of the biggest PMF websites in the world. There is so much information in there. It is unbelievable. So all of this stuff is on there plus more, but we try to put it out. So the goal is to put one out every year when we have Magnacon. Now Magnacon is moving to every other year, starting after next year. So Magnacon 2022 will be Magnacon 2022 will be the last one. We'll take a break for 2023 and come back in 2024. So if you have not been to Magnacon and you wanted to come this year, or you'd like to come, you want to get your early bird tickets now, we will be sending out an email today to everyone with those tickets. We'll also have that on magnacon.com. And that's when, Kim, to answer your question, we'll be coming out with one of these before Magnacon so that you can see. But it's totally for $35 for this. I mean, this is totally worth getting and using, in your business and with your friends, even if you're just using it for personal use. And you have a lot of family members who have questions and a lot of people around you have questions about what it is. This can answer almost everything plus more.
So John asked the question, is there anything in the news and views about CE? Now, I went through it and I don't remember seeing CE particularly. However, John, I'm told that the CE is now available. Is that correct, Elaine, on some of the devices from California, that the CE is available? I'm not sure that they're putting it on the products as yet, but we understand that that's there. Now, what's beautiful about this, John, is that you could print a piece, put it in the news and views, kind of like when you get your newspapers, they stick different coupons and different things in the paper, put it in there, write it about the CE, write it about you having CE approved, John's in Europe, CE approved type of devices, and then you can hand this out and then get a wealth of information, plus that it is CE for you that's being imported into the country, and that it is available. So take a look at that. We're going to double check and make sure where they are on the CE identifications. You got something?
We'll do that today. And Kim said that the purchase link is just taking her to the website. Kim, this is a product for MagnaWave practitioners. So what you want to do is, if it's taking you to our homepage, just go up to the top and log in, and it'll take you directly to where you need to go. So it says practitioner portal. So the link that we are putting in there is for the practitioner portal purchase. So you will have to log into the website if you're not logged in.
So John said he almost fell off his chair when I said that, and that's my understanding. That's the information that they have sent us, some information showing the CE on the label and so forth. Now, that's just another step. But my understanding it is, and Elaine's going to double check that today, and we'll let you know exactly what's going on there, John.
Yeah, what needs to happen there.
Yeah, but as you know, we've been working on that. They've been working on that for a long time to get that type of information ready. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Let me come over here and see if we've had any other information. Nope, no other information where someone would like to talk to me about, that's fine, or Elaine. So if you'd like to talk to us, 502-414-3436. Send us a text. We'll give you a call back and have a conversation about whatever it is that you'd like to discuss. A person on Castbox asks, what's the topic? The topic is PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, which is a therapy that basically reduces inflammation, relieves inflammation, thereby relieving pain in the body. So there you have it. Could you tell us about the new Soul Pro machine? Blue, heart blue, heart blue, heart.
Yeah. I think that's supposed to actually be blue hearts, Dad.
Blue hearts. Got it.
Yeah. This Soul Pro is the blue box. I mean, it is our first blue machine, and that's kind of our colors are blue and gold and white. And so it is the Soul Pro. And I guess the best way for me to describe it right now is, Dad, is to explain that the Soul machine is a spark chamber device. It is the strongest analog spark chamber device that you can get in that small package that it is. But it was really developed for people for home use and for personal use with themselves and their animals. And the Soul Pro is really our professional version of the Soul. It's under $10,000. And it's really built for that person who really is kind of on the edge of purchasing a machine for themselves for personal use on their animals and maybe wanting to expand to a business in the future. So it comes in a traveler case that you can easily carry. It also has removable wheels. Now, the wheels are not all-terrain. They're not meant for going through the barn. They're not meant for being off-roading, okay, like our bigger machines like the Julian and the Max. This is for people who want to be able to get it in and out of, concreted surfaces, or can pick it up and carry it into the barn. But it's strong. It's got that timer that is, between 1 and 90 minutes, so you can really customize those sessions. And it's built to really be that person who's on the edge of being personal use and professional. So that's hence the Soul Pro. And it's a fantastic price. And it comes with our certification and our 10-year warranty.
There you go. And it is cool. And it's just simply an upgrade to be able to be a little more flexible. Everything you do adds flexibility, the better timer, a little more control. So that's where we are there. Kim asked the question, I made so many of my clients well, but I'm out of clients. Any help with that?
Kim. News and views in the business builder class.
There you go, business builder class. Most certainly, if you've made all of your clients well, then you should have a bunch of referrals to find new clients, because believe me, everybody in your community is not well. People have issues, animals have issues, small animals have issues. I don't know, Kim, if you're working on people, or if you're working on small animals, or you are not working on horses or livestock. You need to expand your horizons potentially. Now, if you're not an animal person, then don't worry about getting into the large animal world. Concentrate on small animals and the folks that you're working with. But there's plenty of growth out there. Yes, it is possible to have a hit number of clients. You take care of all those clients, and you say, where am I going to go next? There's other folks, and just need to work on it. Here's what I used to do when I first started. I would treat an animal, and then I'd ask the owner or the trainer of that animal for 2 or 3 referrals. And I say 3 because most people only have 3 close friends. They've got a lot of friends today when you start thinking about Facebook and everything, but really down to where they can say, yeah, go talk to Millie or go talk to Bill. They've got those folks that when you walk up and say, this trainer said that I maybe need to talk to you about what she's doing or he's doing, and they really like it, they're going to listen to you, and the possibility is that they're going to try you out. So that's the first thing to do. Ask for referrals. And if you just say, gee, do you have a friend, one friend that you might refer me to? Think about that. If you've got 100 customers and you each one of them give you another referral, now you've got 100, which can turn into 200. It's just amazing how that works. But you have to be able to ask for the referral. And there's an easy way to do that. I've told my story before about when I tried to sell Fuller Brush, and I stood on the counter on the corner for 2 hours because I was afraid to go knock on someone's door. However, if you've worked on so-and-so's horse, you can send them a text. Hey, thank you so much for the opportunity. Do you have one person that you could potentially refer me to? And they'll bing, 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 bing. They'll text you right back, and away you go. But there's many different ways to do it. You just need to do it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I talk about a lot about in the business builder class, is how to really build that list and how to ask people to reach out to them so that you can ask them for referrals. And then also you know, in this day and age, social media is huge. And how do you broach that topic with them to let them use some of their maybe injuries and personal information and personal things about their animals on social media? So we go through all of that process, as well as one of the tips and tricks I can give you that I've seen a lot of success with, Kim, is bring a friend for free. Like, tell your friends or tell all your customers, hey, I'll treat your horse if you'll treat mine. I mean, if you'll bring a friend, I'll treat them for free too at this session. So, and just like my dad said, you want referrals, but it's even better when they bring them with you, when they bring them to their next session. So bring a friend for free. So any session they schedule, they can bring someone with them. It's a great way to advertise your business. It's a great way to get new referrals and just get new clients and see, you know, meet new people. And, you know, really building that list, getting those emails, reaching back out is the whole name of the game. And that's where you have to start, because you can then work that list when you have these times where you're a little slower. So Kim, I really encourage you, check out the Business Builder class. Like Hannah said, it's worth it. It's something to do to really invest your business and get a plan so that you don't have these slowdown times.
So and here's a little spin to what Elaine was talking about. What you can say is, as you're dealing with this person and you say, okay, I'm going to do your horse, it's $125 or whatever the amount of money is. And you say, hey, bring a friend and I'll treat their horse for free. And they'll kind of look at you and you say, but then spin it. Hey, bring somebody that I can work on for free and I'll give you a discount. Or we'll do, you know, I'll treat your next horse or your second horse for free this time. And just so tell them the truth. You're working to build your business. And so they can help you with that. And it works. Believe me, we wouldn't be sitting here if these things didn't work.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sandy asked about the Semi 10. Can you tell us about the Semi 10 power when available, etc.? So when is it available? We're looking at like 9 weeks, about 9 weeks it will be available. We are taking pre-orders for the Semi 10 right now. And strength wise, it is a little bit stronger than the Semi 5. And it's got 10 settings, but the big difference isn't that it's so much stronger. It's that there's just more control in the settings in between that high and that low. And, you know, Dad, maybe you could talk to the Schumann resonance that's behind the PMF signal there in the Semi 10.
Sure. And the other thing to think about there is that it is 10 definite settings, but there is a sweet spot between each setting that kind of is half. You got 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, correct? Is that right, Elaine? So really you've got chance to be between two settings should you desire. And then, of course, the device has in the background what they call the Schumann resonance, which is the resonance that our bodies are accustomed to on the earth to be in a good position. If you take magnetic impulses, you take the magneticism in our bodies away from us, we die. It's just evident. It just happens. And so the Schumann resonance is in the background. And the reason that's there is when the NASA study found that when you're the better heal, an improved piece of healing came from the lower resonances or the lower settings, but the speed of inflammation reduction and all of that came from the higher settings that we use. They also help promote the healing process, but we're just simply on devices laying it under the carpet, if you will, as a padding, so you can have the comfort and the speed of the intensity to reduce inflammation, to get some pain relief now, plus then that lower thing going along, just kind of like you take 2 aspirin before you go to bed. If you're just a little stiff, and you're going to sleep well and everything will work. So that's kind of what's going on with the resonance at that point.
Yeah, Kim asks, is that the Semi products, that they are the only ones that have a high and low frequency running at the same time? Yes, the digital machines are the ones that have that high, that Schumann resonance, that low, and the high regular pulsing running at the same time. And that's because it's a digital device, and we're able to do that. There isn't actually 2 spark chambers creating explosions in there like with the bigger machines, with the analog units. But one of the things to think about is that our analog machines do get low enough to recreate that Schumann resonance. So you are getting that low setting and getting that healing benefit with those analog devices, even though it's not running at the exact same time, which is unique to those digital.
Which is perfect. And someone, well, how do I do that? So if you've got a Max or a Maya or a Julian machine, and you want to get some of that with the Schumann resonance area, run your machine at your moderate or your higher settings to get at the area of problem, and then come back for just a couple of minutes on a very low setting that maybe you can't hear or really don't get any movement from. You're doing it. You're putting that type of energy into the area of concern and helping it along. So you could get it with any of the devices. Just some of the digital devices like the Semi 5 and so forth have it all the time, and it's running in the background.
Dad, Katie asked a question. I'll read it to you, okay? It says, Katie says, I had a new client this morning that had a history of high blood pressure, diabetes, neuropathy, and hyperthyroidism. We focused on her torso due to shoulder and back pain and worked her knees, had both knee replacements. After a session, she felt a little weak. She had been hydrating before, and I told her to continue throughout the day. I just checked on her, and she said she felt a little tired, but otherwise good. I'm assuming the weakness could be normal with everything she has going on. She said she kept the session low and slow due to this being her first time.
Well, and so you've kept it low and slow. There is detoxification going on that can lead to a little lethargic situation. The devices are very calming. So it's quite often people that are using it for depressive states or just for attitude situations, when you treat the pole of a horse, you kind of get it to where it's going to focus a little better. In some cases, that's very relaxing. And a person may take that as, well, I'm kind of tired. I'm just very relaxed, so I'm a little tired. Oh, okay. And that whole thing. But then again, there is detoxification, and they need to certainly hydrate enough and keep all of that in good shape. So that could be when you have 4 or 5 things going on and you're addressing the torso. What are you doing? You're addressing the torso, the shoulders, the lungs. Where's that good oxygenated blood going? To the whole body. Goes to the areas of neuropathy. So your everything is working hard to improve, and that can make someone feel a little tired, a little lethargic, but that's not a bad thing. When you responded back to this client and they said, well, I'm feeling fine and I'm better, just still a little tired, that's not a bad thing at all. You just got to understand that. That's another reason to read the news and views and to follow and ask these kind of questions, to be up on the little things that go on, because we've said it a million times. Every person, every animal, every horse, every cow is different. And so what works here does not necessarily going to work there. That's where your magic comes in, to be able to sit around and think, okay, let's try this over here on this animal, and let's work it this way over here.
Yeah, and this really goes back to the point of why we always say, like, if it's their first session, you don't want to do the first session before they have a major performance or a major event, because just like a deep tissue massage, like you just said, it can make you where you feel. Some people come out of a massage and they feel great, and some people come out of a massage and they want to go take a nap, and that's really about where your body is and what it's dealing with. So that's why we always say 24 hours before a major event, especially for the first time treating, because you don't know how an animal is going to react, and you don't want to make somebody who's going to run a race feel more relaxed and not as hyped up, so you want to make sure that you know this person or animal before you have that session. But them having a result at all, in my opinion, is good. That means that her body is responding and doing what it's supposed to do.
Exactly. Let me come over here and see if we've had no other questions that people want to talk with us, but that's okay.
I see one.
3436. Do you? All right.
Yes. Okay. So what is the price of the Semi 10? It is the same price as the Semi 5, Sandy, and it's on pre-order right now. And one person says, can you use the pet mat with the Mag Energy Guard mat cover? Yes and no. Yes, but it's tight. Okay. Because that pet mat is soft. It's supposed to be comfortable for your pet to use all the time. So it's got extra foam in there than what the Mag Energy mat has. So it's just tight getting it in and out of there. I would recommend, if you're going to be using it with the Mat Guard most of the time, just get the large Mag Energy mat. If you want the pet mat, then if you're going to be doing it a lot, it's just more difficult to get in and out.
Sure. But so if it's not a problem working to get it in there, it'll work fine. But Elaine explained that very well. Excuse me. And let's see if there's any other questions here.
Tracy's got feedback.
Do what?
Tracy Walker Bush has some feedback. She says, the clients I've worked on since Magnacon are enjoying my new attachments and news and views. They're taking several papers with them to pass around to their friends. Woohoo! News and
See,
views.
there's another trip. Give it to your clients and ask them, hey, hand these out for me. Give these to some folks that you may see them. Put them on your tack box if somebody's coming, a new customer or something, to see what you're doing. And that's an indication. If you've got a new trainer and you're working with this trainer and they've got some horses, but they've got some other customers who don't really know what's going on, they can give them the news and views. They can direct them to your website so they can be better educated on what the trainer's doing to help their animals feel better and perform more like they want to use. The question is, what type of plug does the Semi 10 use? The Semi 10 will use a 2-plug system, just like most of the devices that we have available except for the Semi 5. The Semi 5 and the Semi Duo currently use a single twist plug type of application.
That's the biggest change, you all. Let's just be real. The Semi 10 having that 2-plug is what's going to really separate it from every other Semi. The Semi is an amazing machine across the board. But that Semi 10, if you have a larger machine and you're wanting to get a smaller unit, your only choice, you wanted to use the attachments together, your only choice was the Soul. But if you really want a digital machine, you really have that option. Also, something that's very cool for the Semi 10 is that we will have the ability to switch it from 240 to 120 based on the power of where you are in the world. So that easy change there to be built for you easily is going to be an awesome benefit of the Semi 10, besides just being able to use those 2-plug attachments together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see. Any other questions here? What type of plug? News and views. The number is 502. 502-414-3436. Send us a text. We'll call you back. We'll have a conversation about whatever it is you'd like to discuss, and we'll move forward with that. If we don't have a lot of questions, we'll wrap early, but we do want to answer any questions that you may have. Want to bring it to your attention so you get all the information that you're looking for.
I could see if we have the video from the Magnacon to share.
Sure. Do we have that?
Yeah, let me see if I have the final version here.
Can you put it on from where you are, or does Tony have to put it on?
I believe I can. It says I can.
Yep.
I'm looking.
She's looking, trying to figure that out.
Let's see. I think this is it.
Let's see. My best friend Mel has the roll-away MagnaWave. We do house calls. We had a good day yesterday. I have side effects. I get super sick. My first 48 hours, I have nausea. Wait a minute. My bowels change texture and color. Now let's figure this out. We do house calls. We had a good day yesterday. Is Julie talking about herself? If you have situations, I can't really address everything that was talking about there, but if someone detoxes too much, too rapidly, they can have some nausea. They can feel very discomfortable or uncomfortable. So that's where it's very important the first time out, treat low and slow, treat for a shorter period of time, make sure someone hydrates to keep those types of situations at bay as you're beginning to familiarize someone with the MagnaWave and the PEMF therapies.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try to do this. Just give me 1 second. You know how technologically savvy I am. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I'm moving things around. I think I have it. Almost. Just centering the video. Give me a minute. My dad's like, okay, let's see if we could get it full screen. Oh, wait. I just made it smaller than it was before. Okay. And I'm gonna pick it here. All right, Dad, can you bring it into the show?
Yeah, add to stream.
It's fine. Look at Riley in her costume. That's awesome. You got to pull it out there. There we go.
Oh, wow, that was incredible. The Absolutely. The Magnacon was incredible. We had a great time. Tickets are for sale for next year. What are we anticipating? 500 in-person folks next year plus the virtual?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. So if you came to Magnacon this year, you will be getting an email today with that video for you to watch. You will also be getting a survey so we can get some feedback from you guys. So because we're always looking to improve. Fill that survey out if you attended Magnacon, whether virtually or live, because one person will win tickets for next year as well as the hotel stay. So that's, a great giveaway. So fill that survey out. And then we will be sending out an email to our certified practitioners, even if you weren't able to come, with the early bird pricing. It's $100 off. The tickets are usually $400. It's $300 for Magnacon 2022 if you purchase. When this, we have just a short period of time, we're going to have these tickets on sale, and then they'll go up to full price. So, you want to reserve your spot. I think it's going to be amazing, and we're making some huge changes for next year. Again, it's our last year, and then we're taking a break for a year before 2024.
And then we'll be back in 2024. But next year, we're talking about being closer to the river, closer to downtown Louisville. The hands-on training will take place. It's very convenient where we've had it now, but it's going to be on if everything works, on the Belvedere overlooking the river.
Dad, don't give it all away. Don't give it all away.
I'm just saying, putting some stuff out there and seeing where we're going.
It's going to be amazing. We have some awesome stuff.
We got some new questions. Maybe you can filter through some of those questions. There was one. Let's see, where is it?
About the horse?
There are several questions.
Well, Julie says, can we order the banners and literature? Julie, yes. Marketing at MagnaWavePMF.com. Just shoot them an email. They will get you whatever you need. They will go through everything. And you can also see all of that stuff in the practitioner portal. And yes, Leslie, we will have more tickets for in-person next year. We were only able to have 250 this year. We will have 500 people, if not more, next year. So get your tickets early. Sorry, Dad. You want me to read them to you about horses?
Well, fine. Just pick one there and let's see what we're going to do here.
Okay, Kathy Douglas says, I was treating my horse the other day with the XL Wave wings on his back hip area. He was grunting and then he pooped and his stomach started shaking. His gut got really tight. He didn't want to walk. I finally got him to walk around and he was fine, but can you discuss what was possibly happening?
Give that to me one more time.
Okay, Kathy says she was treating her horse the other day with the XL Wave wings on his back hip area. He was grunting, he pooped, and his stomach started shaking. His gut got really tight. He didn't want to walk. She finally got him to walk around and he was fine, but can you discuss what was possibly happening?
Well, you could have had a situation that was potentially pre-colic. The horse could have been having obviously some digestion and some issue in the bowel that by you treating the whole area kind of freed things up, allowed the horse to pass the way it's supposed to do. And so basically you don't know what was going on, but you can help it get relieved more rapidly. And so that's the kind of situation that you might have dealt with there. And we've had that a lot. Not that you were in a colic situation, but we just don't know. Animals don't tell us. They're fine. You go to treat them and you ride them and everything's wonderful and you get off today and everything's great. You come in tomorrow morning and they can't walk. They can't get up and they were fine today. And so that's what happens. And because they don't tell us what's going on. You would say, or I would say, for example, my wife's had a kind of a chest cold this week, and we were sitting around the other day, last night, she said, I'm going to treat my chest. And so she treated her chest. Well, in the middle of the night, she had a good coughing experience, and she loosened up a lot of phlegm and a lot of stuff out of her chest, and she felt so much better this morning. If we hadn't done that, it would have just continued to build up, become a problem, have discomfort. So you just help a situation along before you may have seen it appear normally.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I would say. Bob is asking if the Jackery went on sale today. Yes, Bob, it is on sale today. I believe it was yesterday as well. It's on Amazon. The links for Jackery sales are in the practitioner portal. And Julie is asking the same thing, Dad. They're asking, where can I go for marketing ideas? 2 places. The practitioner portal. Go to MagnaWavePEMF.com. At the top, it says log in the practitioner portal. There is so much resources in there, so many marketing things. It is absolutely unbelievable. Almost all of them are available for you to print or have printed for you right there and downloadable. Also, marketing at MagnaWavePMF.com. Marketing is an email address. email marketing@magnawavepmf.com or marketing@mwpmf.com and just ask your questions and someone will call you back. Probably Stephanie Harper, but we have plenty of people in the marketing department that would love to help you get ideas. We have everything you could ever need to be professional at a show, at any event you're going to. We can help you get there with little to no, stress or effort on your part.
Perfect. That's absolutely perfect. And we want to certainly be there to help anyone get and do what they want to have happen.
Yes. And we have, Dad, we've really built that. It was always his belief and mine that whenever if you all are successful, then we will be successful. And he's worked very hard to build a process that reflects that as our culture as a company. So we've done it. We don't ask you to recreate the wheel. We just want to share what we've done with you. So if there's materials, we can customize them. We have options for videos like the one that you just saw that we can make for just your company. So, we are, one of the greatest things about MagnaWave is that we have a marketing team. We have a videographer. We have a graphic designer that can do your logo right here in-house. We don't have to farm any of that out. And we can do that for you. So make sure that you use those resources.
Absolutely. Julie comments, we treated a colic horse gut this past weekend. Amazing how MagnaWave got the gas moving for the horse and helped her be more comfortable. Absolutely. We just, one after another, we have those situations come up as we go along.
Yeah, it's amazing for colic. And it's one of those things that you just don't know. Like you said, you just don't know exactly how it can help in a situation like Julie shared before. So, it's great. It works for people too. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I've heard very similar stories from human beings. TMI, but it does happen.
So Karen asked the question, I've been trying to use the MagnaWave with my dog and she's afraid of it. I've tried covering it with a blanket and she's still fearful. If I hold the large loop a few inches above her, she will still receive the same treatment if the loop is laying on her. Yes, it'll be weaker, but that's just what you have to do. I have some very good friends that they're using the MagnaWave and their dog, a older lab, just would not get around it. But they used it all the time. And they would put it on the dog, and the dog would use it for a minute, 30 seconds, and get up and walk away. I told them, just sit there with the dog, put the coil on its back, don't turn it on. Just let it lay there. Let it sit there. Do that 4, 5, 6 times, and then turn it on very low for just a minute. And if the dog walks away, fine. Over time, the dog got to the point that it understood. If it feels some discomfort the first time because of its age or whatever's going on, it's going to react to that. But the more you do it, eventually that dog will, and they told me last time I was with them, they can't keep the thing away from the dog now. They turn it on, it comes over and wants to put its head in the loop and take it off his knees. And so you just have those types of situations. Just be patient and keep working with it.
We're getting a lot of questions about the Jackery. What do you recommend for the Pulse Pro? Missy, I recommend the 300 and up for the Pulse Pro. If you have a current Pulse Pro with the not the dial, but with the buttons for control, make sure that you have the correct power cord. You do need a grounding power cord. We sell those if you have a button face Pulse Pro, but they are available and they'll work the Jackery 300 up. Now I know people who use the 240 with machines like that, but if you want some really good treatment time, I recommend the 300 or up.
Okay, that's a heck of a unit. That Jackery is incredible.
It's amazing.
It holds power and does a good job.
Yeah, and we work with Jackery. We are affiliates with Jackery because they're so amazing. If you log into the practitioner portal, we have some excellent links, some great sales in there that are just exclusive to our MagnaWave practitioners. So check it out. If you want to get a Jackery, they do give us some really great deals there as well.
Leslie comments, you can add high value treats to that dog's sessions. Also treat yourself with your dog on a leash near you. That's perfect too. I've had folks that if they have small dogs, they treated themselves from their back or whatever, and they set the dog on their lap, and the dog is being treated, not to the point that we want to really get it to, but it's being treated, becomes familiar with what's going on. And part of what I talk about when we're talking about horses, quite often my first regimen, it could almost be a treatment with no power. You're just moving a coil around the horse is getting used to it. The horse is getting used to you. Now, if it's your dog, the dog is used to you, but still, it's got something new going on and it needs to become familiar with it. And over time, that will happen.
Yeah. And it, you know, if you did come to Magnacon and you didn't see our small animal training, make sure that you purchase those videos or check those videos out in the certification training. They are going to be available here shortly. And there's a really great education on livestock this year, horses and small animals, on tips and tricks to how to get into these industries if you're not already in them, and then also how to use the machine in some of these difficult situations.
Okay, let's see.
Dawn says the Pulse Pro with the digital plate doesn't need the grounding cable. No, it does. Dawn, I think that's Bob that's asking that on Dawn's page. Yes, you do need the grounding cable if you have the digital faceplate. But they're available in the practitioner portal, and they are now coming with the machines as well. So if you need one, just contact us and let us know, and we'll make sure that you get it taken care of.
Yeah, and this is a recommendation from the factory. They've determined that with the digital faceplate, it should have a grounding cable. That doesn't mean that it won't work without a grounding cable, but you're just asking for the potentiality of a problem. So if you got the machine, at all possible, use a grounding cable.
All right, I think we're good.
Are we good? Let's see. No more questions on the phone calls. Doggone it. We've been making a lot of phone calls lately, but not today. Looks like we've got everybody taken care of, and no other questions. I don't see any other questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to be with you. Let me get ready over here first. Just 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so thank you for being with us. It's always a pleasure. Wave on to better health. We love you guys. Thanks a lot. Have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday. On Castbox, thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.
It says,
Okay.
it says it's still